that's from the yesterday yapping as well.
You wanna know what's nuts? And I'm not lying. I didn't know how babies were made until I was in middle school. Okay, I shit you not. Like I thought babies, cause my parents.
Did your mom tell you they came out from under your armpit too?
What?
Oh, that is a crazy.
No way.
That's why she's wearing.
Wait, that's parent. What? That's what parents will told you. What? What?
The sparkles on her armpits now.
That's what my mom told me.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think I never asked that question to my parents before. I think I never asked. I guess I was busy playing game. My mom told me the babies were bought in stores. We just go for shopping, Dale. Oh, but I remember it's not like asking my mom that question. But in Japan, they have a hotel that is called Love Hotel, and sometimes their building looks very unique. Some it looks like a castle. Some looks like a very fancy building that looks like an amusement park. And when I was a kid, I was begging my mom to like, Mom, what is that place? I want to go. It looks so fun. I want to go like that. And she's like, no. And they're like, why not? Why not? They're like, well, wait until you get adult. And they're like, why adult? Why adult? Well, you'll figure it out when you grow to adult. And they're like, why now? Why not now? Yeah, that happens to me.
My mom just says it like it spawns in. Like, I've always just assumed it just spawns in because
You just use stratagems and it like shoots down from Helldiver's pod. Yeah.
the way she says like when two people love each other. No, she doesn't even say love each other. It's like when two people get married, right? A baby spawns in, and I'm like,
Spawning.
How does it spawn in though?
And the way my mom said it is they use a big syringe and then they jab it in like the stomach of
That's
like
even
the
scarier
woman,
than love.
and then they
Oh,
jab it into the
God.
stomach of the no, they jab into the guy and then they jab into the girl, and then like you can like suck it back and then you jab it into a box and then that's where the baby's made.
Honestly, I'll take love over big syringes.
Big syringe.
I was so scared of like the whole
Wait, what about your parents? I never asked about it to my mom, so I don't know about that. But what about your parents, though? What did they explain to you? A store? Never ask. Me too. I never ask. I learned at school. I think first time I figured out was like when I was in middle school and my friend told me about it. The friend who has like older siblings and they will learn, I guess, and then they will like tell Henya, did you know? Like, do you know how baby were made? And like, no, what? Isn't a bird like carrying them and like a Mario in the Mario? And they're like, no, they're having pa.
process, but I knew what I know what baby making was, but I didn't know that it was to
One
make
in my
babies.
chat says, I was born knowing. No, you were not, you liar.
No.
I hope you were.
I like knew all how everything with that worked because I watched like Animal Planet and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'd watch like educational whatever, and I always liked anything related to like
Talk about
Oh.
animals.
well, right, but it's like literally
You were smart
functionally the
enough to
same.
make the link. Jeez.
Yeah,
damn.
yeah,
That's
because
genius.
then when I asked, because I would see that was how an animal did a thing, and I'd be like, how do people do it? And my mom would be like, same way. Like obviously it's a little different, but like basically the same. And I was like, oh, all right. Okay. So it was never like I was never like that curious because I was just like, oh well, I get it, I guess.
Things like
Wait, so the Giga was been Giga Chat since when she was a little kid? She has been Giga Chat for her whole life, Dale.
I knew
I mean,
how
it's
it was. Like I knew what the action was, but I always thought it was a sport.
Green
Like-
X 300.
You know the meme?
Oh, that reminds me that I think I read it on the internet that there's a kid writing a story about their mom and dad, and one day I found my mom and dad having the wrestling, and then my dad was like winning, so I was like cheering my dad, go dad, like that. They're like, oh no. I read that on the internet, they're like, oh no. Go dad, you got this
competitive sex.
There were people trying to get it put in the Olympics a while back. Do you remember that? They wanted to like they were like, I want this to be like a ranked competitive thing put in the Olympics, and they were like, we can't be doing this.
That is crazy. What is this conversation?
Really?
Can't even rate it.
Olympic! すごっ
What a crazy conversation.
Well, I mean, there's different ways to rate it, but you know.
Dude.
Yeah, but like as a person watching, like, you know what I mean? Like, not one of the parties involved. You're
Like, how do you rate it? How do you rate it? Like, you have to do some, like, cool skill, like spitting while you're doing pop-pop-pow or something? Or, like, what do you do? Knit, is it, like, you have to, like, keep jumping while you're doing it? How do you rate it? Good idea!
some dude with a clipboard
I have
watching
so many
it,
questions.
and you're like rating 10 points in a box. Like, what do you, you know what I
10
mean?
out of
I'm like,
10.
that's
What are
crazy.
the qualifications, sir? Dude,
Right.
like,
This is some crazy talks.
I don't know. Like, imagine how nerdy I was. Like, I got made fun of because I said this in middle school. Like, that is the worst time in your life to figure it out. Because, like, everyone already knows. And it's the time where, like...
Wait, people already know in the middle school? I figured out about it in the middle school too. Yeah, about the same. But I think a lot of people knew about it. I don't know. Maybe it's a different, depends on country, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, me too. I think I figured it out in the middle school. Knit.
If you were to say, like, oh my god, check, hee hee, and everyone, like, giggles, right? So, at that time, people were talking about it, and I kept saying, like, oh yeah, I heard it's an intense sport. And people thought I was so fucking funny because they thought I was, like, joking. But I was serious. I was like, it's a sport. Like, I don't know why people do it, because the only thing I've known about it is, like, when you do it, you sweat. And if you sweat, that's a sport. So
Well,
that's
you
how
are
I-
for your burning calories, so technically, yes.
That's why I didn't know, like,
So is
what
it
the
karaoke
point was.
sports
I thought it was
too?
just like, it's like, what's the point of
Singing.
running? You just run, right? Like, what's the point of sex? It's sport. It's an exercise. And I meant it, but all my friends thought I was joking. And then one of them had to call me out. And you don't know how, like, that shit stuck to me for, like, the rest of my middle school. It's just like, you don't know how breeding works, Lamau.
It's okay, don't worry. If it makes you feel any better, I was so scared to curse that I didn't curse until I was in the 8th grade.
Oh.
Because I thought that, like, God was gonna come and, like, kill me.
That's what my mom told me too. But my mom said, like, I shouldn't curse. Like, when I curse, I shouldn't say her name. Like, so I can't say.
Wow, my mom is blasting the Eminem music when I was a kid. That's a totally difference. That's a totally difference. She was blasting the Eminem music in the car. That's She was like, nah, she's a little kid. She won't understand it. But I did, Mom. At some part, I did. I should have listened to those music when I was a kid. Wow, Eminem. Right.
Say, like,
Nah.
motherfucker.
My
If I
mom
say
did too.
motherfucker, I'd go to hell.
Same.
Oh, my mom said she would die. If I said
Yeah, like, she's like,
That is
you're gonna hurt her whole
Really?
family if you say motherfucker. How dare you
Yeah.
bring them to Vade? So that I was, for
Yeah,
the longest time,
I
I go
was
like,
deathly afraid.
I would just go like,
I did it on a dare.
freaking
Like,
fricker.
I was in 8th grade and we were playing
I'm
Truth or
in the
Dare,
same
and,
way.
and they Truth or Dared me to curse, and I'm like, I started crying because I was so stressed out and so scared. And everybody's like, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna happen. And I was convinced that something was gonna happen, and then nothing happened, and I felt like my life was a lie for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
I
Mousy.
was the same way as well. I was scared to curse until when I was in ninth
fucked up.
grade.
I didn't have a curse. But I remember when I was a kid, always when I'm being the bad kid, my mom is telling me, well, you know, if you're not doing what I said, if you're not being a good girl, who do you know who's I'm gonna call? I was like, hell, it's her. She's coming. She's coming. I was like, wait, who is coming? And they're like, it's her. You know, she is coming to get you. And they're like, wait, what do you mean it's her? Who is she? They're like, it's her. You will know her when she comes to here. And they're like, what? Obviously, there's nobody. She's not gonna call anybody. But she was trying to scare me by saying that. They're like, if you're not being a good girl, if you're being a bad girl, I'm gonna call her like that. And they're like, who is her? And I was so scared. And then sometimes she telling me, they're like, all right, pack up your stuff because she's coming here. They're like, who is coming here? And one time she pretended like she was calling phone and I was freaked out. But then I was so scared. So I took her phone. It was like a super old phone. Like, you know, the one you can fold it. It's not the smartphone, the one you can fold it. Those phone. And she was using that. And I took her phone and I smashed it on the ground. And then it broke. I broke it. And my mom's like, ah! Yeah, I threw it because I was scared to death. I was scared to death tayo. And then since that day, she never appeared. She never appeared. Because I was scared to death. Backfires. I was crying out loud. No, don't call her! Like that. And then she was like, no, I'm calling her. And I was like, no! You know, Anya from Spy Family's crying hard. I was just like that. And I jumped and reached to my mom because I could. So I jumped and I reached her phone. And I just smashed it on the ground and it just broke it.
Don't feel bad. Our parents fucked us up.
I remember my brother telling me if I say Jesus Christ's name in vain, I'll go to hell. So I haven't.
Same, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanna know?
Wait, you're not allowed to call his name? Jesus Christ-san. Wait, what do you mean in vain? If you do it like a curse? Oh, I see it. Ne. Naruhodo. For no reason? I see. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Naruhodo.
Like the level of insanity it is. Like I basically, when I was younger, I can't say God or Jesus Christ.
like
So when I
saying
want to
God,
say like,
don't
oh
it?
my God, I just go like,
Okay, thank you,
oh my
thank
jeez.
you.
Like that's what I kept on saying and go like, oh my jeez, oh my gloobs. Like I keep saying that because I got scared because my parents are like, if you say the word God, you're going to hell. And I got so
What?
confused because like, how are you supposed to do anything else then if you can't say God?
Oh, but I think I remember my dad told me about it. My US papaya told me that when I was a kid, he was telling me that like, you gotta say, oh my gosh, like that. Oh my gosh, Henya. Oh my gosh, not the God. And I was like, okay. But he was saying a lot, so I think I didn't follow that much. My dad, he's cursing a lot, especially when he's driving. And that's how I'll remember the bad words. And the GTA 5 as well. I remember jackass. I remember fuck. I remember a lot of bad words from my dad driving in GTA 5. Thanks, Papanya. Thanks, Papanya.
You know, like I got so scared because in history they were teaching us about stuff like this, and they mentioned like, oh yeah, some people like this is what religion is, and this is like this. There's God and blah blah blah. And I was like, you said it. You're going to hell.
Oh, yeah.
I got so scared, dude.
In Japan, we don't have those words about God and stuff, but in Japan, we have... So when you're eating the rice, it's sticky. The rice is sticky, so it sticks to the like a bowl. But if you leave it in there, just one, or like if you leave any of them in here, you have to eat it, every single one of them. If you leave it, your eyes gonna... The sun will burn your eyes. That's what everybody said it. The sun will burn your eyes and you're gonna be completely blind. Don't waste any food. That's what you have to do, like that. It's like you have to thanks to the farmer, and then if you leave any food on purpose with no reason, the sun will burn your eyes, like that. That's what they told me when I was a little, and a lot of parents did that to my friends as well. Yeah, frick you, Sandayo. And also, a lot of my parents and my friends' parents tell us that like always say itadakimasu when you before you eating, to like thanks to all the like animals who sacrifice for our, and thanks to farmer for taking care of all the food for us. So itadakimasu, like that. Ne. So that one was like you have to say it. I mean, it's good. I still say it.
My parents are the biggest gaslighters ever. But now we're
Your
here.
parents
now
and
we're
my parents should be
streamers.
friends because they do great job.
No.
Gaslit the fuck out of me for years.
And now we're streamers. How the hell did that happen? I swear to God, like, now I just start cursing for no reason. I try not to, though. I don't know why. I try to not curse and be a good old person, you know?
Just because you curse, that doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah, I can't stop fucking cursing.
Yeah, fucking good bag.
Cursing doesn't
No.
make you a bad person. It's if you do bad stuff that makes you a bad person.
That's all I fucking say. Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And you know what? Cooking drugs and jutab.
Yeah.
also
You
makes you
compare
a bad
that.
person.
Fucking drugs.
No. Cooking drugs
say
in
that?
Jitav. In Jitav.
Jitav.
So true.
Jitav. Before I start a stream, I never cursed. I never ever cursed before. I don't know. I guess internet broke me.